Welcome to Daily Armor. Today we're going to be in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 33, verse number 3. It's probably a pretty familiar verse to you. It certainly is to me. But Jeremiah, chapter 33, and looking at verse number 3, and it says, "Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not." Now I spoke about prayer, been speaking about prayer for a couple of days, and one thing that we need to really understand is that the Lord said for us to cast all our cares upon Him. That's not just the big, huge things. That's those small, really no big deal kind of things. But when we realize that the no big deals are a big deal, then we're going to find that we take every decision that we need to make to the Lord and ask Him for what He wants. So when we call unto Him, we're asking for His counsel, His advice. Lord, this is what I want. This is what this person wants. This is what that person wants. Then I've got this decision to make and that decision to make, and this is going to affect this, and this is going to, there's so many things that affect so many things. The smallest thing affects so many things. If you just get in the car and you go to work, or you go to town, or you've got to go to an appointment, or wherever you go, I even go as far as like, Lord, do I need to go my normal way, or do I need to go a different way? He's the one that knows the traffic. He's the one that knows if there's, fixing to be an accident, if there's something going on. The simplest things, the no big deal. It's no big deal. Just get in the car and go. It's a big deal when you think about it. It's a big deal where I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to be doing at that very moment. Have you ever lost your keys? Have you ever, you couldn't get out the door on the dot that you wanted to get out the door, and then you finally find those keys and you get out the door and there's been an accident up there? What if God spared you? What if God was saying, you just need to wait just a few more minutes because I'm looking after you, and I know you're frustrated. I know you feel like you're going to be late, but I'm protecting you. When I'm thinking about there's a decision that I need to make, and it's one of those, it's no big deal, but it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And last night I was just kept talking about it and thinking about it and pondering on it. And I really went to bed last night and the night before about a couple of different things, but really going to bed with that nervous stomach, with that pent up anxiety, because I want to do the right thing. I want to know what I'm supposed to do, and I don't want to disappoint someone else, because some of the decisions that I make have to do with others, and it's going to be disappointing some if I can't say yes. It's going to be disappointing some others if I do say yes. So one thing, for me, some of those decisions that you and I have to make are those decisions that, gosh, no matter which way you go, it's going to be wrong. It's going to be the wrong decision no matter which way you go. And you're trying to weigh out things. And when I'm making my list of the pros and the cons, as well as I do, we can spin that. Our flesh can spin it however that it wants to. I can think of all the reasons why I can say yes. I can also my flesh can think of all the reasons to say no. Well, you would save here if you just didn't. But then over here, well, you're going to be missing out if you don't go. So we can spin it so many different ways. So it's not even about what it looks like on paper and doing it methodical and asking others advice and taking a poll and, let's have a family meeting and decide, what am I supposed to do here? What decision, what do y'all think that I should do? It's not even about that. It's not even about that. It's because we can spin it so many different ways, and it don't mean that any of them are the right way. But when the Lord says, call unto me, call on to the one who knows everything, knows about everything, knows exactly all the different scenarios, because He's in control of all those scenarios. He knows about all those scenarios. There may be something put into play that we just don't know about. Maybe, that there's, something that's just going to be a fluke, that we don't know about, but God already does. And so when I'm calling out to Him. I'm asking Him because I simply don't know all these scenarios and what's going to be the best choice. And what does this scripture say? It says, God says, I will answer thee. That's what I need today. Might be what you're needing today. Maybe you're needing an answer. Lord, do I do this or do I do this? Because neither one of them seem like the right answer. Neither one of them seem like that somebody's gonna be hurt either way that I go. And I said, absolutely don't know what to do, Lord. And He said He's gonna answer us. And when God gives us an answer, it doesn't matter what my flesh spins it this way or spins it that way, because my flesh can spin it either way. My flesh is at war even with itself. And that's where we have to make it submit, that we have to take the flesh out of the scenario. I have two groups. One group's wanting me to do this, another group's wanting me to do that, and there's probably even a third or fourth option that I'm not even aware of right now. Well, what if you did this? Or what if, if you called in a family meeting, there's probably 5 different scenarios but if you get everybody involved, they can come up, okay, well, this will make a good answer. This would be what you should do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know which answer is the right answer, but I am calling out to God today. If you have some questions, if you have some answers that you need answered, even if it's the smallest detail, it could be something huge, but it could also be something that's really not that big of a deal. But you just have a feeling that it's a big deal and that you need to ask the Lord about it. You just have a sense that God is training you and teaching you to take everything to Him in prayer, every decision. Even if you have several groups that are saying, you're silly, this is stupid, why don't you just do this? You're going to have all those things. You're going to have all those things run through your own mind. And you're going to be confused about what to do. But when we call unto Him, He says He will answer us. And what? And show us great and mighty things which we don't know. There's so many things I don't know. And I'm feeling like I need to make a decision today. For some reason, I feel like today I need to make a decision. And even as I was writing out my prayer this morning and I was telling the Lord, I am all this pent up anxiety over this decision. I feel like I need to make this decision today. And I'm writing out my prayer. I'm looking at my prayer. Lord, I'm saying, Lord, I just surrender whatever I'm supposed to do. I surrendered over to You because I don't know what I'm supposed to do, Lord, but I'm needing You to help me. And He says He's going to answer me and He's going to show me some great and mighty things. And He's also letting me know that when I'm feeling backed up into a corner and I feel like I have to make a decision, that is my flesh getting all anxious and worried. And that's not the spirit of worry and fear is not something the Lord gives me. Therefore, I know intellectually, I need to understand that I don't need to listen to that. And also when I have pressures from these other groups, these other, I've got, I don't even want to say what all the groups could be. Just so many different scenarios are out there, and this is what everybody else would want me to do. And I've got this group wanting something different than this group, and then this other group maybe wanting something completely different than the other groups. And I'm like, I'm just torn. And it really isn't that big of a deal, but it's a big deal. It really is a big deal. And I feel like that I'm being tried. I feel like that I'm being tested. The pastor mentioned a couple of nights ago, he's like, Teresa, because I'm like, I'm frustrated. He's like, it's because we're being tested. He said it's test time. And when you're taking a test, you got that time crunch and you're trying to my memory is like, I'm feeling a little scatterbrained. I can't keep my thoughts straight. I need to remember this and I need to remember that. And what was that answer? And I read that, a week ago. And what was that, information? And when you're under a test, you're feeling the pressure of being under the test. But that doesn't mean that you need to give in to that anxiety, and I need to give in that anxiety. I'm not going to give in to that anxiousness. I'm not going to give an answer based on my anxiety, and I'm not going to give an answer based on the pressures of other groups, of what everybody else says that this is obvious the right answer. Well, then this other group says, well, this is obvious the right answer. I want to base my answer on, Lord, what do you want? What do you say? And he says he's going to answer me. And he's going to be right on time. It doesn't mean he's going to give me an answer today. But when I need that answer, and it's technically I don't have to know today. I would like to know today, but I don't have to know today. But when that time comes, when that day comes, he's going to show me what I'm supposed to do. And he's going to show me great and mighty things. No matter which way it goes, when the answer comes from God, it's great and mighty things. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again soon.